Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz, the Thursday edition. Andy Graham and David Jones here with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Not a good day or not a good night last night for the Auburn basketball team as they go into Athens and lose. We talked about that game, kind of set it up as a winnable game on the road, one of those few road games in the SEC where you look like and you feel like, hey, we got a great chance to win this game. And Auburn loses by 12. This is a different team, a Georgia team than it was last year. But, I mean, last year it took a last-second shot by Wendell Green to win that game for that Auburn team. So we'll break down those numbers a little bit. Where does Auburn go from here? They got Arkansas coming in on Saturday. Arkansas, a top 15 team, probably more like a top 10 team. They are very good. Got a win over a very good Missouri team last night in the SEC. So home court continuing to kind of be holding. That seems to be the norm. Everybody holding court on their home games, and that's exactly what you have to do in the SEC. We'll see if Auburn can do that. Certainly it'll be a monumental challenge if they get the shooting kind of like they did from Wendell Green, Jalen Williams, and K.D. Johnson. That has got to improve, as Bruce Pearl talked about. We'll look at some of his comments. But the guard play has got to improve if Auburn is going to have any chance moving forward. We'll talk about that. The transfer portal, Auburn got a lot of guys in. There's a window opening with the transfer portal where you can take official visits. That's from January 4th to January 8th. And you talk about school beginning back in January 11th. So for all these portal guys, if they want to participate in spring practice, they have to be enrolled in school at Auburn by January 18th, a week after school begins. So you'd like to get them in there in that time frame between January 11th and January 18th. And so Auburn's got several guys in yesterday and today and this weekend. Some more offensive line guys, a couple of defensive line guys. We'll talk about some of those and kind of, where Auburn's needs are and maybe some of these guys, would they be a good fit for the Auburn Tigers in 2023? We'll see. But, David, good to see you. You had a good Christmas and everything with the family. I know we missed you last week.
Yeah, they could, Andy. I did. They could have done a sequel to Christmas Vacation at my house this Christmas. It was 13 people and 3 dogs.
Nice.
For a week, and but it was great. I got to take my grandson Sammy. He lives in Mobile. I got to take him to the Auburn, Florida game, his first Auburn game.
Nice win for Auburn.
That was nice. Well, I was going to say this, Andy, piggybacking off your intro. You have to hold serve at home, but you have to steal certain away games, right?
Yep.
Last night was a game we should have stolen on the road. This coming Monday is a game that we've got to steal on the road. I'm going to that game. My wife and I are going to take another little trip to Oxford. Looking forward to that. I know you're going to the Tennessee game. That will be a tough one to steal. But, there are some games on the schedule that you have to steal on the road, and we missed an opportunity last night. Their guards just outplayed our guards. We're not a bad basketball team, Andy. We out-rebounded them. There's several stats here on the ledger where we did better than they did. Shooting. I mean, we got to shoot the basketball.
It's just a matter. I mean, think about it. Auburn took 69 shots.
Yeah.
To Georgia's 53.
Yeah.
and yet we made the same amount.
Lose by double
24.
digits. Yeah.
We both made 24 shots.
Well, like I told you before we came on, our first 16 shots, we missed 13 of them.
Yeah.
And we dug a hole at the beginning. Now, we eventually caught up, but, you know, you can't dig yourself a hole on the road like that. You got to jump out there and play well. At least we didn't leave our jerseys at the hotel. Did you see that? Texas A&M.
We got a technical for delay a game?
Yeah.
Or
had to send a manager back to the hotel to get the jerseys. Well, at least they didn't leave them in College Station. But what is it about Athens? I mean, you were there last year, and we had to steal that one in the last second.
I'm telling you, that place, last year, even for that team, that won 6 games.
Yes.
All year. It was deafening in there.
Yeah.
When they made, I mean, because Auburn was, I think, ahead by 12 at the half, and they made a comeback, and it got super loud in there. They said I think there was a 10,000 there last night.
Yeah.
So it was, I'm sure it was a
pretty raucous
raucous environment.
Yeah.
That the point guard that came from Bradley, the transfer, Terry
Roberts. Yeah.
Very good.
Absolutely.
He's a big difference maker for them this season. Mike White, you can tell it's just a different feel.
He's
to that
revitalized. Yeah, he is doing a good job.
Yeah.
And
now, that being said, Auburn should win that game.
sure.
That's just the bottom line. But this team this year, I mean, we keep saying it, and we keep saying the shooting's going to have to improve, and it's not improving at this point. I mean, we're 2 games into the SEC season. We're 14 games into this season. It's about time to say we are who we are, right?
Well, you know, Jeff, our good buddy Jeff Hines, who I have coached with and respect tremendously, one of my good buddies in the profession, he had a Facebook post last night, and he said, look, if you think that this basketball team is a horrible basketball team, you're sorely mistaken. We're a very deficient offensive team. How do you fix that? Jeff said, you know, they just got it. You know, that practice facility is open 24 hours a day for those guys. Get in there and shoot the basketball. But at this point, Andy, 2 things that I'd like to expound on with Jeff's post. Number one, a lot of this is mental now. Mental outlook on your shooting. We're in a slump. How do we get out of that? And the other thing is the staff at Auburn, Bruce and staff, tweaking some things, getting some guys some better shots, encouraging them to take some better shots. I mean, Wendell and KD took a couple of shots last night that you wouldn't see in a rec league basketball game. You know, we've got to be a little bit smarter on our shot selection, and that comes from just being smart on what shots are good and bad, and the staff tweaking some things, getting us some better shots. That's from a coaching standpoint, but it's mental now. It's mental.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's go ahead and go to the phone line. Hey, caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, Andy, Coach David, how y'all doing?
Hey,
Terry, what's going on?
Guys, I think it's time to address the elephant in the room. Nobody seems to want to address it, but is there something going on internally, in y'all's opinion, with this team, with this coaching staff? Because, Andy, you just got through saying maybe it's just time to accept you are what you are. They're not a very good shooting team. Maybe Jabari Smith and Walter Kessler covered up Auburn last year a little bit, some of their deficiencies and some of the. But I think there's something bigger here. I think I just got a feeling. It just seems like it's too big to ignore. There's something more internally going on that we're willing to talk about.
You talking about in terms of team chemistry and
team chemistry, maybe the coaching staff. There's something there.
Yeah,
I don't want to speculate because I don't know.
Yeah,
but they're you can't argue with there's something there because you're right. They're not bad. They're not a bad basketball team at all.
Where would we be if John I. Broome had not transferred in? My goodness.
Yeah.
You'd be 7-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's played his butt off. Terry, as I look at this basketball team, it's hard for me to put my finger on it that we're this bad of a shooting basketball team because I know that Bruce Pearl doesn't recruit guys that can't shoot. So then you have to go on to the next thing and ask what you're talking about. I don't want to speculate either. but there's a distinct I don't see any real leaders stepping up on the floor right now other than John I. So obviously there may be something to that.
Here's what I cannot wrap my mind around. Johan Traore had back-to-back 20-point games when we went to Israel.
Yeah.
The first game and the second game, he had 20 and 20, and I think he had like 10 or 11 the last game, or maybe 8 to 10 the last game. And he is just completely almost non-existent.
Yeah.
I mean, I get Westry. He had the knee surgery, and he's just not quite maybe 100%, and we'll give him that. But I don't know I don't know how a guy can go from that to what he is now with Traore. You're expecting for him to come in and be an immediate impact player, and he has given Auburn nothing right now. So that's one of those things where you talk about I have something's going on, but and it's obviously, I guess, mental with that. See,
that's a great point, and it's a valid point, and yet they keep giving Alan Flanagan minutes, and he keeps messing up.
Well, he had 11 last night. He had a better game last night, but
didn't have a lot of turnovers last night. So that was
better
good.
last night. But yeah, our guards are just going to have to step up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I heard you say, Coach David, he does recruit. Bruce Pearl does recruit guys that can shoot, but does he recruit guys that can create their own shot? Wendell, the point guard, I can't think of his name all of a sudden.
Wendell
Green.
Yeah.
He's listed at 5'11". He's probably about 5'10" to 5'9.5". I don't see a guy that's creating many shots. You don't create mismatch issues, things like that. There might be some quickness stuff, but you got to have some guys that could create their own shot.
Well, they take some bad shots, and they make some of them is the bad thing, and then they continue to take them, and they miss a lot. So, as I said before you called, shot selection, being smart about it, and the staff getting them some different looks is going to be.
I'm tired of seeing them heave up 28-foot three for three-pointers.
Right.
We got to take a break, Terry. Thank you for the call.
See you, brother.
We got to go. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours. Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off, or payments as low as $369 a month. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and David here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today for all your mortgage needs. So they're closing loans in about 15 days, and they're always looking out for your best interest. So give them a call, 256-397-0248. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Talking about this Auburn basketball team, they fall to the Georgia Bulldogs last night, 76-64. Again, not a pretty game offensively for Auburn. Continuing to play good defense. Georgia came into the game out-rebounding their opponents by a pretty wide margin. Their bench was dominating. I think averaging like about, it seemed like they were averaging about 30 points a game. Something crazy. But Auburn, that bench points were even, equal. 18. Auburn, no transition, though.
No.
Only 4 fast break points. They caused 11 turnovers, but yet they only had 11 points off turnovers. Whereas, 28 points in the paint. That's another one of the stats. It seems like, I think in every loss that Auburn had this year, they have been outscored in the paint.
Yeah.
That is the common denominator, I think, with all these losses.
That wasn't even close to the case last year. I mean, we were killing people. But here's the thing. I call them chippies. Luke Robinson calls them bunnies. He missed the bunny. The little – that was what was so frustrating, Andy, in the first 10, 15 minutes of the game. We had 10 of those that just didn't go in. That's 20 points right there.
Yeah. That
we just missed. But, there again, you got to put some of those in. We're not a confident look at our three-point shooting, 6 for 28, 21%. And that's been the theme.
Yeah. But, again, that was even as well. We both made 6. How about this? We lost by 12 points. Georgia makes 22 free throws. Auburn makes 10.
Yeah.
That's 12 points,
That's
David.
the difference in the game. But
we only got to the line 16 times. They got to the line 32 times. That's the difference in the game.
And that's why, Andy, my wife and I have this discussion all the time. She doesn't understand how difficult it is to win on the road. That's why you're probably not going to shoot more free throws than your opponent if you're on the road.
That's true.
You're not. That's why everything else is so important, especially from a shooting percentage, threes and twos. You got to put the ball in the bucket because you're probably not going to go to the line as much as your opponent.
Mike says, is Westry hurt? Yeah, he's coming off knee surgery. And, I think that was in the off season. It was right up leading up to the season. It was after the Israel trip.
Yeah.
in between that and when the regular season started. So he's not 100%. Let's just say that. I don't know how you classify if he's injured or if he's hurt. But Mike White has an awesome record against Pearl. I think he's Pearl's 3-7 now against Mike White.
I'll say this, Luke, and I said this when Mike White was at Florida. Mike White runs some really nice stuff offensively. We switch everything. Because I'm getting into the coaching vernacular now. But we switch everything. That's just what Bruce does. And he put us in some really, really difficult positions last night from a defensive standpoint, guarding what they were running because of the switching. They did a masterful job with an offensive game plan, and that was Mike White. They just run some really good stuff.
Well, and again, look, okay, Auburn lost this game, but we haven't seen this all year long. Wendell Green, 2 of 12 from the field, missed all of his three-pointers. He took 6. He missed all of them. Jalen Williams, 1 for 9 from the field, 1 of 5 on three-pointers. K.D. Johnson took 5 shots, made 1 three-pointer. Those 3 guys all together. Now, they've struggled maybe. One of them struggled, but the other 2 had a pretty decent game. All 3 of them have not struggled at the same time in a game this year that I recall. That in concert, Auburn has no chance to win if those 3 guys have that kind of game offensively.
And Andy, my math was my worst subject, but if I do my math correctly, that's 4 of 26 from the floor.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
So, I mean, those 3 guys have been – Wendell Green's been the offense, him and John I. Broome. And when Wendell has a bad game like that, that's really bad news for Auburn. So, as you mentioned, Flanagan had a better game last night, 11 points, 3 rebounds. He only had 1 turnover, which was really good to see.
Yeah.
Chris Moore stepped up. He had he had a pretty decent game, 7 points and 5 boards. But those 3 guys, Green, Williams, and Johnson, if they don't play well, Auburn's not going to win. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
I mean, Jalen did a good job last night on the boards. He had 7 rebounds. And at the end of the game, I think Bruce was so frustrated. We had 3 of our main players on the bench at the end of the game. People are wondering, why are they not playing? I think Bruce was just – he'd had it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Westry's a mystery. Donaldson played 14 minutes last night and only had 1 point. Dillon didn't score. Let's flush this one.
Cardwell only had 2 boards.
Huh?
Cardwell only had 2 boards. Of course, he only played 8
minutes. But let's just flush this one and move on. But believe me, in Bruce I trust. I know he's as frustrated as we are. This is on these players. They got to get it going.
It was a bad game.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity to rebound, and the crowd needs to be phenomenal Saturday.
Got to be. Got to be.
Because Arkansas is a really, really good team.
I watched that game last night, the majority of it, and they took Missouri's best punch and came back in the second half and took the game over. But Missouri, that dude's doing a phenomenal job.
Why did Chris Moore change numbers at halftime? Never seen that. I have no idea.
I didn't catch that.
I have no idea.
Maybe
don't go anywhere.
Jersey, I don't know.
We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic, from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Attention! Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? You may be entitled to compensation. Call Zantac Justice now for a free legal case review. The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug ranitidine may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Consult your physician prior to discontinuing any use of medication.
Please call 800-379-5986.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and David here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's program. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. We're talking about some of the things that went on last night. Bruce Pearl just said give Georgia credit. They outplayed us. That is obviously true. Their guards are really good. I think that Rogers makes a huge difference for them. Our challenge has been when we go up against really good guards, elite guards like Memphis and USC, we struggle. And as far as I know, there's some pretty good guards and guard play in the SEC.
Well, Andy, you're right, and I made this point before, and I think we're seeing it come to fruition. Last year when we did make a mistake out front, we had a guy named Walker Kessler on the back end and Jabari Smith to bail us out of a lot of situations.
Yeah, to Terry's
we
point.
got into.
They covered, those two guys did cover up a lot of it.
And as far as guard play, we don't have any Bryce Browns or Jared Harpers right now. We just don't. And But I love this team. I like these kids. I go watch them practice, a good bit, and I like the kids on the team, and I think they like one another. I just think this team is still searching to find its identity, and like you said, we're 14 games in. So is this our team?
It's simple, yet it's very complex and difficult to try to define how you fix it. But the simple answer is make shots.
Yeah.
Just make shots. I mean, like you said, you got to get, and that's what Bruce said. He's always said. He said, my job is to get the guys good looks.
That's right.
It's their job to make the baskets.
Yeah.
And that's just the kind of the bottom line. So when it's not falling, you look and say, okay, well, how do you get better looks? And how can we do a little something, like you say, tweak a little something here to try to get somebody? Do we go down low a little bit more? Do we go this way, that way? It just comes down to making shots. And if you don't make shots, another team makes more, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose. Well,
it's not that difficult.
Last night, at the beginning of the game especially, every time we threw the ball down in the low post, you remember this play, or you didn't get to see the game.
No.
He's double teamed, but a third guard comes along the baseline and just takes the ball from John I. They literally had 2 and sometimes 3 guys on him in the post because Mike White was just saying, all right, beat us from the perimeter. And we couldn't.
Yeah.
So, but again, Andy, this is not a knock on Bruce because I love Bruce. He gives his players a lot of freedom, and that's why guys like to play for him. But when Wendell Green and K.D. Johnson throw up some of the shots that they throw up, and you're just sitting there scratching your head, at that point, some of that freedom becomes a detriment. And those kids are going to have to be smart enough to say, no, better pull this back out and look for something better.
Yeah.
So
Bruce said we need to win more one-on-one battles. Jalen Williams needed to win his matchup. We can't win if Jalen goes 1 of 9. We just can't.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned it earlier. Bruce said we didn't get off to a good start, which we have to do to win on the road, and they did, which gave them obviously some confidence. We have got to get better point guard play. Wendell Green has been giving Auburn a good. I mean, he is an undersized guard, but he is, been if not the leading scorer, the second leading scorer for Auburn since he's been there. Really
tough as nails.
He's a pretty good defender for his size, and he does. I mean, he's not scared. To take it to the basket. Now he might get rejected a time or two, but he will find his way. He can do that. He does have a lot of range, and when he's on, he makes a lot of threes. But he wasn't on certainly last night, and that's a big part of it.
It is. And Andy, here's something else you and I have said on the show, and we hung our hat on this early in the year. Our defense is going to have to just win some games for us until we figure out who we are. And last night, they just did a great job offensively. We just didn't get enough stops, and it was very difficult for when I see, to Bruce's point, when I see other guards straight line driving to the basket on our guards, I got to worry a little bit. You got to stay in front of those guys and make them earn everything they get.
Yeah.
Because players on defense now are so three-point conscious. We won't help in the lane anymore because we're worried about that guy jacking that three. Well, the highest percentage shot is closest to that rim. So we've got to do a better job of protecting that rim and getting back out on those shooters. I mean, that's my philosophy. But
well, looking at the upcoming schedule again, you just start to say, you look at it and say, okay, well, Auburn's 11-3, 1-1. There's no panic. But Arkansas coming in Saturday, big time, atmosphere, big time game.
Yeah.
At Ole Miss, a place where Auburn has struggled. I always say that because it's true.
Yeah.
Mississippi State at home. Mississippi State got run out of the gym by was it Missouri? I think. And so
But they're pretty good.
But they're pretty good. They started out. They got a pretty good team. They're at least as good as Georgia.
Yeah.
So they're coming in on the road at LSU. LSU beat Arkansas at home. LSU again, good team. Certainly, very good team at home. At South Carolina, that's a winnable road game. There's another one. You put an asterisk by that one.
Yep.
Texas A&M at home. That's a game you ought to win.
Mm-hmm.
At West Virginia, who knows?
Ooh.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And then Georgia in Neville Arena. That's another one you should win. So several
we should win
winnable
Monday
games.
too, Andy. We should win Monday.
I'm looking
Tuesday.
at these next 8 games, and I'm thinking 500.
Yeah.
I mean that's where you ought to be, really.
Yeah. We got to steal the Ole Miss game, and we got to hold serve at home.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, we've got to take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
WAXC TV3's Basketball Game of the Week is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Get ready to smile. Catch game replays on WAXC TV3 and on our Roku app. Games replayed Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Catch the replays of these games airing now from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika and WAXC TV3.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker! Brubaker! Brubaker!
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and David here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. They know this place backwards and forwards, whether you're looking for an existing home or a rental place, a getaway cabin, whatever it might be. Lake Martin's, you couldn't do any better than Lake Martin right here in the Tallapoosa County area. Give them a call today, Big Fish Real Estate. David, some great news, kind of outside of the realm of Auburn. The Hamlin kid from the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. The Buffalo Bills, report today that he has made some pretty extraordinary progress, mm-hmm. that he looks to be. I mean, I know they're being very cautious with this, but looks like, all of his brain function looks to be normal, and he's maybe, he's making some really, really phenomenal progress in the last 24 hours. So that's just, that's phenomenal news to hear. And, I know everybody, that's a national story now. And everybody's kind of just, invested in that because so many people were watching it on Monday night.
Andy, let me say this too, and that's the thing I was worried about was the brain function, mm-hmm. with the lack of oxygen and how long that took. It's interesting, we sit back and we say, man, those guys, they got it made. They make gazillions of dollars, and they do. And they put their bodies on the line every game, and they do. And then you find out things about Damar Hamlin that you didn't know, like his toy drive for needy children over Christmas that was at about $200,000 or something like that, and now it's up around $3.5 million because people have given to it, because of.
I think it was like 3,000.
3,000.
And it went to
that's
like
right, 3 million.
It went to that, yeah.
That's
now
right.
It's like
that's
5
right.
million.
I said 300. 3,000. He's a man of faith. Did you see the clip where just a couple of weeks ago he'd made the statement about we never know how long this is going to last. I'm cherishing every, totally unrelated to, before this. Mm-hmm. Said, we have our defensive backs prayer, and we got a guy that's been going through some stuff, and I just squeezed his hand extra hard because you never know how long this is going to last, and I cherish every minute of it. My goodness, when you see things like that. And then the guy praying for him on the NFL live show on the NFL Network, I thought that was awesome. Just stopped and prayed for him right there on the show. But great family, obviously. People trying to throw shade at T. Higgins, and the family said, stop. It's ridiculous. That was an accident. So we continue to pray and think of positive thoughts for Damar Hamlin. What a great guy, and pray that he pulls through this for sure.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny that nobody, a lot of people don't want to talk about God or anything, but when something happens, everybody wants to pray.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's good.
Well, you being a man of faith as well as I, not a perfect man by any stretch of the imagination, but
far from it.
That should be a daily, non-negotiable for everybody.
And I'm sure it'll be a wake-up call, for a lot of people immediately because and I'm talking about football players in the NFL and athletes all across.
Right.
But hopefully that will permeate and that will stick with.
Well, I'm glad you.
But again, I'm glad that is just great news, and I'm sure everybody would, love to see him make a 100% full recovery and play again. Now, is that even remotely? It's not even remotely, relevant right now.
Right.
But I know everybody would like to see him, and just to see him up and about and moving, and that would be tremendous.
Well, regardless of what happens in his life, he's a winner all the way around.
Sure, no doubt. The transfer portal, Auburn still, seeking some help for 2023. Got some guys coming in this weekend that have been and are going to be. Just some names to throw out there: Marcellus Johnson from Eastern Michigan, offensive line, another offensive tackle, 6'4", 308 pounds. Maybe could play guard or tackle for Auburn. To be eligible in the spring, obviously I mentioned you got to be enrolled by January the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So the decisions are going to have to be made pretty quick here. He is going to Missouri, to Illinois and to Cal as well, and so to make some visits before January 9th. But okay, I mean, if that's the competition, Missouri and Illinois and Cal, I would say, of course, Auburn would be a great landing spot, but I don't know. I've never seen the guy play, but you have these guys sprinkled out through all the NCAA at these smaller schools, like Eastern Michigan, like a Western Kentucky, which is another guy, Gunnar Britton, 6'6", 305-pound guy that came into Auburn, came into Jordan-Hare and played with Western Kentucky just this year, and he is a guy that is really coveted, I think. It was and I love his attitude. This guy, he was quoted, he visited Mississippi State's in on it as well, but he was quoted as saying, I don't want to go to a place where they guarantee me a spot.
There you go.
All I want is a chance to compete. Anything, he said, anything that is given and not earned, he said, I'm not interested in.
Well, Andy, before we go to breaking tweet from Keith Newberg, that really, really good receiver from Georgia State is regarded as one of the top receivers in the country. He's on Auburn's campus today. Just found that out. So that sounds promising.
Sounds promising.
Yeah.
There's a couple more guys. We'll get to those, and then we'll close out the show. When we come back, right after these messages.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right Whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer, with everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and David closing things out to 1 o'clock. David mentioned before we went to break is Jamari Thrash, the Georgia State wide receiver, apparently on campus at Auburn. Had a great year. Was that this year? 1,100 yards?
61 receptions, 1,100 yards.
That sounds like somebody that you'd want to have on your team.
Yeah. And he's from LaGrange, which is right up the road near Auburn.
All right. So there you go.
We'll see.
So there's you got 2 offensive tackles on campus yesterday and today. Gunnar Britton and Marcellus Johnson, 2 big guys, Eastern Michigan and Western Kentucky. Now on the defensive side, Rondell Bothrod. I think that's saying that right.
Bothroyd.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Bothroyd.
That's a new one.
Yep, from Wake Forest. This guy was extremely productive. Has been at Wake Forest 2019, 20, 21, 22. 136 tackles, 31 tackles for loss, 15.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles during his time at Wake Forest. So this year, or 2021, he had his most productive year, 63 tackles, 16.5 tackles for loss, and 7 sacks. That sounds like, that's a major production from a guy. Now, he's 6'4", 258 pounds. Auburn is looking for guys for defensive end, edge rushers. He would be a major get, I think. So he's been in town.
But we got some competition for him, though.
Yes, we do.
You see where else he's going.
Yes, he has got. We've got some significant competition for him. And you're going to have competition for all these,
right?
All these guys that are, high value guys.
Yeah.
Going to Oklahoma, going to Penn State. He's got some options. Let's say
announcing next week. So,
yeah. Lawrence Johnson also visiting. He is from Purdue. He is an inside, more of a defensive tackle, 6'4", 310 pounds. Again, Auburn needs quite a few guys, but these two, I'd love to have both of these guys. I'd love to have as many defensive linemen as we can get.
Well, said that we'd be looking to use him as a jack linebacker in Robert's system, so he'd actually.
That's that Bothroyd.
No, that's Lawrence Johnson.
Oh, that's Lawrence Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so there you go.
6'4", 310 though. Ooh, that's a big linebacker.
Yeah. I
maybe a kind of a combo.
I think that might have been, maybe that was, maybe so.
Well, that's what it says right here on your notes, but.
Maybe that was, did
you get that one confused?
Maybe those were confused.
Okay.
Maybe that should have been with the one from Wake Forest. But
Buffalo,
regardless, these two guys, both very productive guys in major needs of Auburn. Offensive line, defensive line. Now you get a wide receiver. I like the wide receiver room right now.
Mm-hmm.
You add one piece to that. I like the running back room right now. You could add one piece to that. The quarterback, you got Robbie Ashford. But I'm pretty sure Auburn wants to add one piece to that as well. But offensive line, linebacker is the other one. We haven't had any yet from the transfer portal. Auburn's got to bring in at least a couple. I would think linebackers, if they want to, up the talent of that room significantly as well.
Well, either Coach Freeze is really high on developing Robbie Ashford, which I don't have a problem with, but don't you feel like maybe we probably missed out on a guy in the quarterback room that we really wanted at this point?
I think we wanted the kid from Coastal Carolina or the kid from NC State.
Yeah.
And, the kid from NC State went to Kentucky, and the deal with the kid in Coastal Carolina is just apparently it's just grades. And
yeah.
he can't basically get eligible to come to Auburn. So,
yeah.
But there, the quarterback from Virginia has got some, really impressive numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the portal. The kid from Oklahoma State, he is a possibility as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Auburn's going to add a quarterback, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when. So it is January the 5th. On this day, 1971, a sad day. The Globetrotters lost 100-99 to the New Jersey Reds, ending a 2,495 game winning streak.
Here's what had happened right there. The New Jersey Reds were sitting in the locker room before the game, and they looked at one another and said, "Look, dadgummit, we're tired of this. They get all the calls. We're going to go out there and just bust our tails."
I guess so.
And won the game? I don't know.
They beat the Globetrotters.
Did you ever see the Globetrotters?
No, not in person.
Oh, man, I saw Meadowlark Lemon back in the day.
Really?
Very entertaining.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
1993, Reggie Jackson elected to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And 1996, on this day, Don Shula, one of the greats, announced his retirement from the NFL. He coached all the way to 1996.
Yeah.
That's a little surprising.
Was at it a while.
Happy birthday today, Rube Foster. He's considered the father of black baseball. He was a great pitcher in the Negro Leagues. He I think he was basically responsible for creating the National Negro League. So he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame now, and deservedly so. Born on this day, 1888. Ed Wedseth, College Football Hall of Fame tackle from Minnesota. Hugh Branham. You remember Hugh Branham?
The name.
Mr. Green Jeans from
Oh, seriously.
From
Captain
Kangaroo.
Yeah.
I used to watch that one.
Mr. Green Jeans was my friend. My mama said I said that one day.
Is that right? George Reeves, he was Superman. The original Superman. Jane Wyman, the first wife of Ronald Reagan, and an Academy Award-winning actor.
Yes, absolutely.
Sam Phillips, Sun Records, launched the careers of Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, Jerry Lee Lewis, so just to name a few.
Yeah.
Robert Duvall, one of my favorite actors of all time. Chuck Noll, Sam Weiss, Diane Keaton, Mercury Morris.
Good running back.
Ted Lang, Isaac from Blood Boat. Clancy Brown, Sean McKill, Bradley Cooper, and January Jones. He's David. I'm Andy. So long from everybody. We'll talk again soon.